David Benavidez proves to be too much and stops Romer Angulo on Showtime boxing main event. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Now, let me talk about Showtime main event, David Benavidez and Angulo. Great performance. Great performance by David Benavidez. Very impressed. The kid has all the writings on the wall to be a star. He just got to get certain things in order and in check. And that's really outside of the ring stuff. Let's just jump right into it. David Benavidez failed a drug test and lost his WBC belt a year or so ago, a couple years ago. And he said he learned from it. And then this fight, headed into the fight, the downside was, and I'm going to talk about this more in this video, is he lost his belt yet again. Same belt that he won. He had an opportunity after the failed cocaine drug test. He had an opportunity to get it back. And he did that by being the first to stop Anthony Durrell, the dog, right? And that was on a very high profile pay-per-view card with Sean Porter facing off against Errol Spence. So he's had back-to-back solid performances. It's just extracurricular things not in the ring has put him back a step. I will say this, Benavidez was interviewed by Brian Custer post-fight, and I really liked his demeanor. And he says, whatever people say about me is true. It's something I got to work on. You know, I'm already pretty disciplined, and, you know, my nutrition is good and pretty clean, but I got to clean it up even more, obviously, because I miss weight, and I'm not going to blame anyone. So he took the charge. You know, and I respect that. I'm not going to be down. He's very young, you know, and to me, you know, 23-year-old, he's young. So he could definitely learn from it and bounce back. But hopefully this is the last time that he loses his belt if it's not at the hands of his foe, you know. But performance-wise, he looked great. He looked great. I was on Twitter, and let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. I was on Twitter last night, very impressed. He's just fun as hell to watch, man. Like, this dude is a real beast. You know, I don't want to show too much because of copyright reasons. Let me see if I can find. Look, this is what I put. I said Rocky IV voice. It got this is me and throw the damn towel. And I said told y'all, because in the 10th round, I said I meant to put call it throw the damn towel, right? And right after I said that, the corner retired. Pedro Diaz made the right call. I mean, his fighter was just taking a beating. You know, his fighter was just taking a beating. So we'll look at some of my tweets in real time. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Boxingego, right? Pedro Diaz is a great trainer. He worked with Rigondeaux, worked with Miguel Cotto. He's from 305. Florida. So it's not like Angulo was in there like ill prepared. You know, Angulo is also a noted puncher. He had like a 80+% knockout ratio, but it was just Benavidez was too much. Let's get to a couple of my tweets. I said Angulo don't like that body work. Benavidez keep digging to them guts, bruh. Pause. So follow me at Boxingego. What else did I say? I don't know why I keep seeing Wayne Brady when I see Angulo. Yeah, I don't know. I just kept seeing, is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch? Like, I don't know. The guy resembled Wayne Brady to me. So that's just random. Back to the fight. Uppies. Man, David Benavidez got a sweet uppercut, bro. Sweet. And he was throwing it at will as the fight progressed. Like, as the fight wore on, David Benavidez was getting more surgical and picking his spots and getting more lax and just letting it rip. Let her rip. Just pop, 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 touch, touch, touch. Yep. And them uppies was looking stupid. So shout out to David Benavidez. This is one critique, I guess. I said I don't like Benavidez being so tall on the ropes, leaning on them against a shorter fighter. He's big and he was like leaning back like that. He felt comfortable. And, you know, luckily Romer Angulo he didn't have nothing for him. But the taller fighter, you know, I'm kind of skeptical. Unless you Floyd Mayweather on the ropes, sometimes you don't want to be at the ropes. Canelo did it versus Triple G in the first fight, stuff like that. It's just sometimes fighters have that bravado and they want to show they can do it, but boxing, milliseconds could change something. So Romer Angulo to me wasn't fast. Look, I even said that. I said Angulo looked slow as molasses. So he wasn't a fast guy, but someone with better reflexes or more unorthodox, like a Maidana type super middleweight, if there is that right now in this current super middleweight picture, that could be problematic if your defense is not, Floyd level crispy. So that's the only critique. I'm not going to sit up here and break down. I look at every fighter as what fighters are doing well and what they can improve on, in my opinion. So I'm not going to really deconstruct his performance, because he won every round, he dominated, and he got the stoppage. And for the second time in a row, he stopped someone who hasn't been stopped. So that's just, I guess more of a nitpick, something for the future, that as he fights somebody like better, faster reflex, I would like to see him, maybe not go to the ropes as much. I said Benavidez started going Super Saiyan with the combos last round. He hit Angulo with some shit, and Angulo shook his head like, yes. Yeah, and this was around the rounds where you've seen Angulo started to really break. He's not going to break. A guy like Angulo, he had never been stopped. He only had one loss to Zurdo Ramirez, and that's a, quality fighter. But David Benavidez just started to break him. And I said, Benavidez chipping this man up like Frito-Lay right now, LOL. He just started piecing together and threading the needle and piecing these combinations together. It was just looking crazy. It was looking crazy. And I said, Benavidez is a mean ucker. His facial expressions look like he's trying to throw that heat rock at all costs. Yeah, I like that mean streak. I think it's needed in boxing. Some people don't like it, but I love it, because great fighters like Floyd, I'm saying, he got that toughness to him. Andre Ward has a mean streak. Terrence Crawford has a mean streak. Roberto Duran had a mean streak. Ray Mercer. There's a lot of guys that have that, and that's that bad intention. Errol Spence, I think, is just mean. He'll just grind you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't for play. And I like that, because I think that's how champions stay champions, to have that mean streak. You could be friends after, you can hug it. And that's and great thing about boxers like Benavidez, he's the man, because he put the beats, he need his own headphone. Beats by Benavidez, because he beat the brakes off the man and then gave him his credit. He said, this dude is tough. Shout out to him. He's tough. His team, they acted like gentlemen. They treated me well. This is a competition, And I like that. I like this kid's demeanor, bro, because he's mean in the ring where you need to be mean. And outside, he wasn't being like, sometimes even like a Adrian Broner, sometimes he goes over the top. Like, he had already beaten Paulie Malignaggi, and he's like, man, AB about belts. I took his belt and his girl in Brooklyn, And it's like, you didn't even need to do that. And then Paulie start getting mad. Hey, bro, why you bragging about my side piece? And then it was just unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And Broner's going to always take it there if he wants, if he's in that mood. But Benavidez was cool. He was a gentleman out of the ring, but mean. We haven't seen that many guys that are this mean in the ring. And that's a good thing. I'm not saying like, oh, he's a mean person. He's so mean. He's nasty. I don't mean like that. It's a good thing. Trust me. When fighters like Terrence Crawford and David Benavidez, even Triple G, he got a mean streak. You know what I'm saying? But I think I don't even want to say Triple G too much, because I feel like Triple G's mean streak is more so against non-elite people. Like if you Matthew Macklin or, I don't know, Ryan Rhodes or something, not Ryan Rhodes, I don't know, Matthew Macklin or Rubio or something, then you see kind of the mean streak. Triple G, he don't fight like, he don't turn up against elite people and go crazy. He'll start working behind the jab a lot. So back to Benavidez. I said, why did the referee tell Benavidez to keep them up? The punch looked right on the money. Oh, this was Benavidez landed a body shot, and for some reason the ref warned him. He said, hey, keep him up, David, keep him up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It looked like the punch was actually accurate on the belly button, so I didn't see a problem with that. that punch. I said conditioning would be important because David Benavidez, he failed to make weight, as I documented earlier in this video. He failed to make weight. So if he wasn't in shape, which he was, if he wasn't in shape, then it could get interesting because Angulo's only chance was to use his power. And, you know, he wasn't more skillful than the guy. So his only chance was to, you know, maybe catch him as he started to fade. And I said this is important to me. It's very simple, but it's accurate. David Benavidez is fun to watch. He can make a lot of money in this sport. He just got to work on, like, you know, just being all the way disciplined to these mishaps outside of the ring ain't happening and ain't public. And he's real fun to watch, man. I enjoyed it. He was a great main event. He did what he wanted, you know. He did what he wanted. I can't really. I said throw the damn towel. Throw the damn towel. I said TKO in 10. Just wish he made weight. Now, I mean, I'm gonna keep saying that, you know, because I'm a truth seeker and a truth speaker. David Benavidez, the only real other concern I had with this particular fight is that he didn't make weight, because he's such a player against any top guy. Caleb Plant, he's competitive with anybody. You know, he could fight anybody right now relatively in that division. There's so many good fights. Jamal Charlo talked about going to 68. You know, Caleb Plant's there. You got some interesting fights on PBC for Benavidez. So the only thing that bothers me is he did not do the disciplined professional thing, make weight, because he would be a champion. And then people would just be all the way impressed because he shut out a known puncher with only one loss and became the first to stop yet another one, you know. And this was an interesting take, and I want to share this with you guys. I said, actually, the end of round 10, Benavidez versus Romer Angulo started to look like the 11th round for Canelo versus another Angulo, and that's Alfredo El Perro Angulo with them uppies, picking their man apart. That's that sizzle. So that's a comparison I was drawing. If you look at the end of the Canelo versus El Perro Angulo, you watch that fight, Canelo started launching vicious, like, stupid uppercuts at Perro Angulo, and it just looked ridiculous. So the ref had no choice but to stop it because he was just getting hit with, like, unnecessary type of punches, and he was tired and didn't have no defense to it. You know what I'm saying? And it reminded me of this Angulo fight. Benavidez was just picking him apart and just trying to open him up, and he was on the ropes, and he was just getting hit with, like, silly uppercuts. Like, and the reason I'm saying silly is he's at a standstill and he just and just launches the uppercut, and then Romer was getting hit with it. So it was fun to see him break someone that young, to break down his opponent to the point where he's showing this arsenal of offense, you know, and he's picking apart his fighter, trying to find the shots to open him up. That was fun. Very fun to watch and see how creative he could get with his punch variety and punch variation. It reminded me of Canelo versus his Angulo when he fought Alfredo Angulo. So interesting pickups. David Benavidez is the man. Him and Caleb Plant. Shout out to my dude Raheem. He does fan art. Check him out. That's dope. David Benavidez, he's a beast. He's a monster. Caleb Plant keeps taunting him. They have history. That's a great fight. My dude Caleb Plant, that's my guy too. Benavidez has shown defensive lapses, and he's shown that he could be outboxed, namely in the Anthony Durrell fight. However, you got to bring your best for 12 rounds. Caleb Plant, I have seen him get somewhat tired in the Uzkadagi fight in the back half, maybe even the Vincent Faines Butts or whatever the dude's name was, in that particular fight as well. So, you know, you have to have a battery in your back in the gas tank because Benavidez keeps coming. Now, here's another thing I posted previously. I don't know how realistic this is, but I said David Benavidez versus Edgar Berlanga is a war for show, definite future banger. Let's see how Benavidez acquits himself against Angulo, another puncher on Showtime. This was obviously my tweet before he fought. So, all in all, I like what I've seen from Benavidez. This is his message post-fight. He said he got the victory by stoppage again. You can say what you want about me, but these dudes can't keep up with me in the ring. All that ish they talk outside the ring ain't going to help them when they put in front of me. I'm either going to knock them out or make them quit, and that's a promise. Damn. I like the confidence. You know, this is only building his confidence. He just got to get the weight sorted. Obviously, he had the stamina to go deep into the fight. He looked good. You know, he looked impressive. He looked good. And it just opens up the palette for him to have great fights. So I think this was a star type of performance from him. He said he gave himself an 8. You know, it was up there. He won every round, man. If you have anything negative to say, just shut up and unsubscribe from my channel. I don't really have nothing negative except for what I've already said. And if you want to say something negative, and that's not even a fight, it's just get your weight in order, you know, because you got big opportunities, boy, you know, big opportunities. I want to see Canelo versus David Benavidez. I'm not even playing, bro. That's a crazy banger. Canelo says he wants to fight on the Mexican dates, fight a Mexican American. I know Canelo said he don't want to fight someone that represents the same flag and all that, but boxing, that's not boxing. You got to just fight whoever. Imagine Deontay Wilder said, I ain't fighting Anthony Joshua because he black and I'm black. Man, nobody cares about that. It don't matter if you green versus green. You know, Shrek versus the Hulk. I want to see it, period. So Canelo, that's a great fight for him. And Canelo's struggling to keep his Mexican dates in May and September. Golden Boy hasn't been able to facilitate fights. This is a fight. Now, obviously, that would have to wait till the crowd open back up. But can you imagine this fight in Texas with Canelo and David Benavidez if he keeps looking like this? You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's already respected. Man, that's big. I mean, you could put it anywhere. You could put it in New York. You put it in Vegas, Cali, Staples Center. That's just a huge fight. So shout out to David Benavidez. Hopefully he gets ranked. I know he said he'll start from the bottom. I mean, I don't want to see that, bro. Hopefully he gets to fight Yildirim for the title again. Because it's what's the point, bro? What's the point of him going back to the back half of the top 10 and we know he's in the top conversation? Like him versus Caleb Smith, that's another solid fight. Based on what I've seen from both, I don't see how Caleb Smith can beat him, to be honest. You know, Caleb Smith, I thought, lost to John Ryder. So this kid, we're going to be talking more about him. I've always said this, you know, not to pit him against his family, but I always thought he was the better of the two brothers, you know, in him and Jose. So he just gotta work on this. You got to work on certain things. What is this? These are all great fights. Billy Joe Saunders, hell no, bro. Because Billy Joe Saunders ain't done nothing at 168. He's a good fighter and he can box. So maybe he can make it interesting, but this ain't no David Lemieux. David Lemieux is super one-dimensional. This kid is throwing a variety and plethora of different punches, and he looks durable. I never seen him like badly hurt. I did see him get dropped versus Gavril, you know, Ron Gavril fight, the Mayweather TMT dude, but he came back and corrected that in the rematch and pulverized him. So, you know, there's only so much I could say about that. You know, maybe underestimated dude. Any of these are good fights, put it that way. And then, like I said, if Jamal Charlo goes to 68, crazy. Zordo Ramirez is a free agent. I don't know if he can come back down to 168, but if Benavidez can't make weight anymore or can't get his nutrition in order and he goes to 175, I've heard about Benavidez and Zordo sparring, and I heard it was some real work. And I know people, now I'm not going to put them on blast, but I know people that were there during these sessions, you know, when Benavidez sparred with Zordo. And I heard some things. And I'm going to leave it like that. What happens in the gym stays in the gym. I'm going to respect boxing. But I heard about these sparrings. And, you know, this helped me compute what I had to think. And what I was, you know, I just mixed that with what I already know and what I was observing myself about Benavidez. So I like what he's doing. Hopefully he gets the Yildirim fight or something. He definitely should be a champion. He made a misjudgment or a calculation again. Miscalculation. We'll see what's next. Very impressive stuff. I like David Benavidez, bro. I like what he's doing. I like the movement. So he got a supporter in me and on my channel. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Shout out to DB David Benavidez. Shout out to everyone who got the ESPN Plus UFC 252 as well, using my link. You guys, it's not too late. You can still get ESPN Plus, tons of content. Use my link below. It does help the channel continue to grow and all that good stuff. So let me know what you guys think of David Benavidez. What do you want to see next? What does he need to correct? What is he doing great? All that stuff. Drop it in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.